I had always prided myself on being a faithful husband. I was happily married to my college sweetheart, Lisa, and we had built a life together that I cherished. Our love was strong, our bond unbreakable, or so I believed, but then she came into my life, Amelia. Amelia was the new hire at my tech company, a bright young innovator with a passion for all things technology. She admired me, looked up to me as her boss and mentor. And while it started out innocently enough, with her seeking advice and guidance, there was something more there, something that stirred within me every time we were in close proximity. We spent long hours together, working on projects and brainstorming ideas. We laughed and joked like old friends, our rapport growing stronger by the day. But there was an underlying tension between us that I couldn't ignore, a magnetic pull that drew us closer together. It began with stolen glances, lingering eye contact that spoke volumes without uttering a single word. I could see the desire in her eyes, the hunger for something more than just professional success. And as much as I tried to resist it, to quash these inappropriate feelings, I could feel myself being pulled in deeper. The turning point came one evening when we found ourselves alone in the office, putting in late hours yet again. The energy between us was palpable as we sat side by side at the conference table, our bodies mere inches apart, but worlds away from where they should be. I caught her looking at me, a long, lingering gaze that sent shivers down my spine, and something inside me snapped. Without thinking, I reached out and took her hand in mine, the simple touch igniting a fire within us both. Time seemed to stand still as we sat there, hands clasped together in silent understanding of what was happening between us. And then she leaned in closer, her lips hovering just above mine, and my resistance crumbled completely. Our mouths met in a desperate, hungry kiss that left me breathless. It was a kiss that spoke of forbidden desire, of two souls longing to be free from the confines of their respective lives. And in that moment, I knew there was no turning back. We made love right there on the conference table, our bodies tangled together in a frenzy of lust and need. Every touch, every kiss sent shockwaves of pleasure coursing through me, erasing all thoughts of my wife and the life we had built together. In that moment, lost in the throes of passion, I didn't care about the consequences. I didn't care about the hurt I was causing or the vows I was betraying. All that mattered was this undeniable connection between us, this raw and intoxicating desire. But when it was over and reality came crashing back down around us, guilt washed over me like a tidal wave. I looked into Amelia's eyes and saw my own shame reflected back at me. We both knew what we had done was wrong, so very wrong, and yet neither of us could find the strength to walk away. And so we continued down this treacherous path, sneaking around like guilty teenagers whenever we could steal a few moments alone. Our encounters became more frequent and bolder with each passing day, as our hunger for one another grew insatiable. I tried to convince myself that it was just physical, that what I felt for Amelia wasn't real, but deep down I knew that wasn't true. This wasn't just some random affair or meaningless fling. This was something more, a connection on a level I had never experienced before. Amelia saw parts of me that no one else did, parts of myself that I had long buried beneath layers of responsibility and obligation. She brought out a side of me that felt alive and vibrant, a side that I had almost forgotten existed. But with each stolen moment, the guilt intensified. Every time I looked into my wife's eyes and saw the love and trust she had in me, it felt like a knife to the heart. I was tearing our marriage apart, one illicit encounter at a time. And so, with a heavy heart, I made the hardest decision of my life. I ended things with Amelia, cutting off all contact with her, and vowing to do whatever it took to mend the broken pieces of my marriage. It hasn't been easy. The guilt still lingers like a ghost in the shadows, haunting me at every turn. And while Lisa is unaware of what transpired between Amelia and me, she senses that something has changed, that there is a distance between us that wasn't there before. I'm trying desperately to make things right again. to be the devoted husband that Lisa deserves, and to rebuild the life we once had. But as much as I try to forget her, to bury these forbidden feelings deep within myself, I can't help but wonder, what if? What if I hadn't taken Amelia's hand that night? What if I hadn't given in to this reckless desire? Would things be different, better? Or would this insatiable hunger still be gnawing at my soul? I don't have the answers. All I can do is focus on repairing what's broken and learning from my mistakes. And maybe, just maybe, one day, I'll be able to put this all behind me and find peace once again. But until then, the temptation lingers.